Alright, what's going on, guys? So we got a post about Alliance War here. I've been waiting for this to see if I can still rank 5 my 5-star Corvus, or if they're going to start introducing a whole bunch of prove yourself, rage nodes all over the map to really nerf Corvus. And let's get into it. So Alliance War has been a popular feature for our most competitive alliance for quite some time now. It's a mode that allows summoners to not only challenge themselves, but to create challenges for their opponents as well. It's continued to change and grow over time, and there are many improvements we would like to make. So basically they're talking about what they want, what the original plan for war was, and then how now it's kind of gotten stale, where it's just the same champs on defense, the same champs on offense, and basically they want us to use more of our roster in Alliance War. So they want to make some changes. So they have 3 main goals here: keep Alliance Wars dynamic, encourage counterplay, and keep the mode flexible. So keeping Alliance Wars dynamic. For this one, no 2 wars should be alike. Summoners should be able to use a wide variety of champions from their roster for both attack and defense, and value in a majority of their champions. Because yeah, right now you usually put the same defense every time, or mix up a little bit with your battle group, and you bring the same attackers. So when we first started building Alliance War, our goal was to create an environment where summoners could utilize their skills, and champion rosters create challenges for their opponents to overcome. However, this feature has matured, and it's become clear that a few select champions dominate on defense, while others would completely decimate. Wow, they use the word decimate on offense. Corvus! Yeah. As new champions join the contest, some of them may enter Alliance War's meta. However, the rate of adoption is slow and is restricted to champion release, as well as the time it takes for summoners to rank up these champions in order to test their potency in Alliance War. This has led to a stale meta, where most top alliances utilize the same few champions on defense and offense. Sorry. I actually had a cough there. So yeah, basically they want us to mix it up. So encouraging counterplay. So this one, going hand in hand with keeping the mode dynamic, encouraging counterplay means encouraging more strategic decisions to be made when choosing how to counter an opponent's challenge that have been placed. Since the Alliance War meta has become stagnant, summoners have little opportunity to overcome challenges strategically and are placed in a have or have not situation. Do you have a Corvus, or do you not have a Corvus? Or another select champion. If you have the necessary champions, there's little to no reason to bring anyone else. Corvus synergies. I'm just using Corvus as an example. He's not the only one. You can also bring Ghost, Wasp, Hood. You can also bring Blade, some synergies. Nah, he's not as good anymore, but you can bring Void, Killmonger, Sabretooth. You can bring Void, can solo some paths. Like, one champion can do a lot, right? Moving Alliance War toward a more dynamic environment will open opportunities for more champions to be viable. This allows for more variety on defense, which in turn will require more variety on offense. We want summoners to find value in both the depth and investing heavily in upgrading a small group of champions, as well as breadth. I don't think I've ever seen that word. Having access to lots of different champions of your roster in Alliance Wars. So, you know, I kind of like the sound of that. I like the sound of this. Challenges to overcome strategically. Because I like that. You know, I like strategic games where you actually have to think, find the best counters and everything, you know. So keeping the mode flexible. This is already well underway in the addition of seasons. They have been doing this, so the issue meta champions versus diversity. As we mentioned above, Alliance Wars have been won by using the same top champions on both defense and offense. While it's great that we have different champions that fill different roles, we want there to be a more strong alternatives. Currently, summoners who are lucky enough to collect certain champions, Corvus, will have a large advantage over summoners that haven't. The most seasoned summoner who have the largest rosters have no means to utilize the breadth of their roster effectively. This does not mesh with our goal to keep Alliance Wars dynamic. So, you know, it's funny they say this like right after I get really lucky and pull Corvus, but that's fine. Because I think I'm still gonna rank them, but we'll get to that. But I like this, you know. If you try so hard to get a champion and you're just really unlucky, that can really screw you over in Alliance Wars. But now they're making it so that it's not so just you gotta pull that champion or you're gonna have a really tough time. The strategic element in Alliance Wars is lacking. Having the right champion and being lucky in crystal pulls is much more important than we would like it to be. That right there. What we want to do is add more value to other champions in the summoner roster, aligning this closer with our goals to keep Alliance Wars dynamic and encourage counterplay through strategic decision making. I like the sound of that. So now here's what they're doing, guys. So this is basically their solution. So Season 5 update, rotating global buffs. So in order to help facilitate a more dynamic war environment, we're introducing rotating global buffs with Alliance War Season 5. Start off a little slow with Season 5. Although our intention is to allow Summoner to choose a buff that synergizes well with their defense roster in Season 5, and in the 2-week preseason, we'll be implementing a single set of buffs. These buffs aim to encourage summoners to experiment with different champions that benefit from or strategically counter these buffs. We want to make it clear that these buffs will cycle, meaning they will be active for a season and then get swapped out. Our goal with these buffs is not to inflate the difficulty of Alliance Wars, but to encourage different champion interactions, new strategies for attack and defense, and to introduce new ways to approach encounters. Rotating global buffs will only affect alliances in the Challenger and Expert tiers because they have the widest roster. We feel they would be best equipped to play with and around these buffs. Once we've rolled these buffs out to our top summoners and analyze their effects, we will evaluate broadening the range of summoners that will experience these buffs. So, you know, I kind of like the sound of this, as long as it's not ridiculous. Like Prove Yourself, a global Prove Yourself. Well, first of all, that would just kill Corvus, but also just on a regular champion, that would just suck. Like, just think about that. You have to 15 hits until the fight can actually begin. That would just suck. It'd be a waste of time. Currently, the buffs we're planning to use for Season 5 are Buff 1, Amped Up. Female champions you bring to this fight receive increased class bonus effect. Half of the attack bonus is always applied. Specific tuning values will be revealed soon. Amped Up affects the attacker, so bring in female champions will give your attacker team an offensive boost. So this sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting, you know. I like the sound of that. You know, this is going to help Ghost. Ghost is already pretty ridiculous. It's going to make her even more insane. Magic as well. Then this one, people were saying this is to nerf Blade. Honestly, I think Blade's been nerfed for a while with Domino, Iron Man Infinity War. Like, you're not bringing Blade to those fights. My Blade usually just goes in AQ. So yeah, Bleed immunity affects defenders. Bringing in debuff heavy champions will still be a viable option, but champions that rely heavily on Bleed will not be as effective this season. So very interesting here, man. Very interesting. Rip Blade for this season, pretty much. Keep in mind we're sharing this information early, so these buffs may change prior to release. I don't like the sound of this, because I'm about to rank up my Corvus, and then if they say, oh, we're introducing Rage everywhere, and Rage, if you don't know, it's basically a safeguard, so a damage cap, and if they, every time you hit the damage cap, they gain a Fury. Once they hit 5 Furies, they're unblockable. So Corvus would not be good for that. Rotating global buffs are what we see as a stepping stone to additional features we are currently planning. This includes a way to let alliances customize their Alliance Wars defense by selecting a global buff that suits their roster the best. This is a longer term goal, and we want to use this version 1 as a test bed so we can collect data and evaluate as we move into future seasons. This would not only satisfy our first 2 pillars, but also give both summoners and us the ability to keep the mode flexible. So interesting. Now, the next part of this gets into basically the whole cheating in high tier Alliance Wars, so let's get into that really quick here. Unfair play in Alliance Wars. The issue is integral to the mode. Alliance Wars is a highly competitive mode, and our goal is to make it the most competitive mode in the game. So fairness is paramount, guys. It's paramount. I like that word. No alliance should feel that they can play their best, fairest, and be let down when another alliance does not play fair and beats them, or 2 alliances collude to manipulate the standings. Solution 2, improved methods to identify offenders, more severe punishments, and matchmaking improvements. So I really like the sound of all this. To ensure this mode is fair, we need to improve how we find offending summoners and ensure that we take quick and decisive action against them. In the past, we've penalized alliances for the actions of individuals. Moving forward, we'll be focusing on individual culprits, but we'll still take action on alliances that make use of these illegitimate methods. So I like the sound of this, man. Looks like, you know, if there's one guy in the alliance that's screwing over everyone, it's not gonna be the whole alliance that gets messed up for it, unless the whole alliance really gains from it. Another issue we want to address is collusion, which basically what this is when 2 alliances try to match each other or try not to match each other because they want easier matchups. Basically right now how it works is there's a big window to search for a war, and there's like a big war chat of top alliances. I'm not in it, but I know it exists, and basically they just try to find matches, the best time to get like best matches so that they can place high in master and stuff like that. They try to avoid like M and G and Y. They try to avoid those really top alliances, ISO 8A. So basically that's what this whole collusion means, or where you place, because you can tell who you're fighting in an alliance war. Usually there's a whole calculator to figure it out, and you know, you can go talk to the alliance, oh, let's only place 3 stars this war and you guys can win, like stuff like that. That's what they're talking about. So which also goes hand in hand with improvements that we want to make for all summoners. In previous seasons, we've investigated instances where alliances were clearly working together in order to throw matches or create easy wars, 3-star wars. Our matchmaking tool allows summoners to look for matches with a very large window, and this agency allows summoners to employ anti-competitive tactics in order to succeed. This will also help improve matchmaking for all alliances, since matches can be made during non-peak hours. Some alliances may run into longer than expected matchmaking times, which could result in a larger war rating disparity. Due to our previous improvements, while we don't have a concrete plan right now, we're looking at ways we can mitigate these issues and feel like we're close to a solution. We're confident in sharing with you in the near future. So I really like the sound of that. Hopefully they can really fix this BS, you know, because it's even just you look for war. I think it was Duly Ray's alliance, the Skrulls, where they didn't get a last war for the season. Like that would just completely screw you. Like that's dumb. And then also the last bit here, they're going to make it easier to find an alliance that's right for you, basically, with improved alliance search tools and new recruitment tools. I don't know if this will actually be helpful. You know, like finding an alliance right now, you pretty much all do it through the Line app and stuff. So I don't know about that, but final thoughts here. We would like to thank all the summoners for continuing to participate in Alliance Wars in the contest. We have heard summoner concerns around communication and are working to improve this around change to Alliance Wars that have a large impact on summoners. As we continue to work on this mode and update its features, we will make a greater effort in not only previewing our changes, but also share our design goals and intentions. Some plans may change as we work through them, and we look forward to evolving this mode with summoner feedback as well. And then there's the discussion thread here. So my thoughts on this, you know, okay, I'm okay with it. I like that they're going to take more actions against the cheaters and everything like that. I want these wars to be fair, based on skill, and not collusion. I don't want to see any of that. So yeah, overall I'm pretty excited for this. And as far as the buffs go, nothing here is penalizing Corvus that I can see. He's not a female champion, but I don't think that's going to be too big of a deal. Maybe it will be, I don't know, but I'm going to be ranking up Corvus. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go ahead and take him to rank 5. And even if, like, the next season it's super anti-Corvus, maybe the next season it won't be, or, you know, Corvus, I think he's still going to be extremely useful, just not in Alliance War. If I want to go for Legends runs when the Act 6 comes out, I feel like he has just so many uses. And overall, he's still just a great champion, even if you can't use him for Alliance War. We're going to get more rank 5s as the contest progresses. So right now, I think he's going to be my next rank 5. So yeah, I hope you guys look forward to that video, rank up. And I have an interesting plan for him once I rank him up. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this Alliance War update from Kabam. Again, I apologize. My voice might sound a little weird. I'm still a little bit sick, but I feel like I'm on the mend. I think a couple more days I should be okay. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy. Again, let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear them. Peace out.